Hi everyone, this is Andrea Leigh, VP of Strategy and Insights at Ideoclick, and today I'm going to talk about a few predictions for Amazon in 2020 and beyond. Now before we get started, I should probably share with you that I don't have any inside information. These predictions are based on what I know about Amazon and how they behave, things I've read in the news, and my sort of personal opinions, not any inside information. So I have 4 predictions, and here we go. The first prediction is Amazon will spin off their Amazon Web Services and or their advertising business. So we all know Jeff Bezos doesn't like to be told to do things. He runs a very successful company. I can totally see why. In the past, when the government has tried to get involved and tell Jeff what to do, like the headcount tax in Seattle, he went ahead and said he was going to stop hiring in Seattle. So that got resolved. But I think he's going to do this in the way that he wants to do it versus letting the government, at least if I were him, I would do it the way I wanted to do it versus waiting for some kind of verdict or guidance from the government on how to do it. AWS and advertising feel like good spin-offs because they're highly profitable businesses, so it would distance Amazon a little bit from the question I think that the government's asking around whether Amazon's able to take profits from highly profitable segments of their business and shift them over to help fuel their retail business, therefore making retail anti-competitive. Second prediction is across the different grocery formats with Amazon through Amazon Fresh, Prime Now, Amazon Go, Whole Foods, pickup points, we're going to see some integration. As a customer, I'm really excited to see some integration. I think it's kind of becoming challenging, at least in Seattle, where I have access to all of these different models, to figure out how to order my groceries anymore, which is the right way, which is the best way. And I think from Amazon's perspective, those platforms are all getting a lot bigger and more costly, and it's probably becoming pretty expensive to operate them all separately. So I would expect to see some integration here, maybe some rebranding and potentially some consolidation. Okay, third prediction, Amazon still has more acquisitions that they're targeting. So I predict that they have 2 kind of target companies or types of company. I think they're going to go after a small format drugstore chain. This is going to allow them to get a footprint, versus negotiating leases one by one for space, which is super time consuming and not something they're necessarily, have a lot of expertise in. They're going to buy someone who's already got a pretty big footprint, a lot of stores, a lot of small format stores. And this is where they can target these locations for pickup, for Go, for grocery, whatever it is. But it also allows them to get into some of the more densely populated neighborhoods where where e-commerce struggles a little bit more in general because there are a lot of options. People have a lot of store options, but also delivery is a little bit more challenging because of apartment dwelling, essentially. So I think they're going to go after someone like a Walgreens, CVS, or like a Duane Reade, and give them access to a really good network of pickup points for grocery to help them continue to scale out that business. The other type of retailer I think they're going to look at is fashion. I think Nordstrom would probably be a pretty good target for them. Very aligned with them from a technology and innovation and customer focus standpoint. Although you could say that for customer focus about a lot of department stores, but I think this helps get them some credibility in the fashion space. They've really kind of been unable, at least from a customer perspective and from what I've seen kind of in the news, they've really been unable to break into this space in a meaningful way. I think they originally thought they'd be able to sign a lot of these higher end fashion brands to really make them look and feel like a fashion retailer. Think they believed they'd be able to fix their site and make the navigation and discovery experience different from fashion. What they've ended up with is something really different, which is a lot of really big, in fact the largest third-party sellers on the platform are overseas manufacturers, fast fashion kind of brands that are not well known at all. And while that's great for them, and I think it's probably producing a lot of growth, it's not really the space that I think they're trying to break into. I think they've also ended up with kind of a pretty interesting private label assortment, which I believe, those are brands that they're building on Amazon to sell elsewhere. So, you can envision Amazon buying Nordstrom and then selling things like Larkin Row in there, which is a really great brand if you haven't bought anything from them. Okay, fourth prediction, voice is the new search. So I think that we've all been underestimating the power of voice. There was a study published like a few months ago, a year ago, that says something like only 1 in a million searches result in an actual purchase. But I don't think that voice is about shopping. I think Amazon's foray into voice is about the quest to know you as a consumer. They want to know your likes, your dislikes, your behavior, your search behavior. And the reason that they want to know this is in order for them to continue growing as a company, they need to figure out how to, continue to monetize the traffic that they're experiencing on their website. So the ad platforms doubled year over year in size. The CPCs are up an average of 20% year over year. It's getting really expensive to advertise on Amazon. I think a lot of manufacturers are hitting kind of a tipping point. So in order for Amazon to really think about traffic on a whole new level and gaining more traffic, which is the only way they'll be able to continue to grow from an advertising perspective, is looking a lot more like a search engine than a retailer. And I think that that their foray into voice and their investments in this space are really going to help them do that. Amazon has had the Alexa Fund for about 4 or 5 years now, and that is basically kind of like a investment fund within Amazon that invests in external businesses. And these investments have been, to the tune of tens of millions of dollars to companies that are doing things like voice games and STEM learning and AI voice learning, and the list goes on and on. They're averaging like 5 to 10 investments a year, and giving away a lot of money to help this industry move forward. And I believe it's all about the quest to know you and the quest to look more like a voice search engine kind of at a really high level. So there you have it. Those are my 4 predictions for Amazon for 2020 and beyond. We'll see you next time.